All right, how's it going, everybody? E-Trip here. I give you my teacher student surveys. What form of technology do you recommend your students take time to master and why? So, the summary here talks about Microsoft Word because I think the three teachers mentioned it. Then they mentioned something like Twitter, like that. Anything having to do with social media, that's like the new typing. So I don't know if you would practice typing with your thumbs. That seems a bit weird, but um, definitely being up on social media, anything to do with typing and reading too. I think that's going to be very, very important. Is there an activity appropriate game for students to use their cell phones during class? Okay, so here I learned about a new app called IXL, and it stands for IXL, right? I know, but I hadn't heard of this. And it's a math and language arts website that starts at KG and it goes all the way up to calculus, right? And also Edmodo, which I had never heard of either. And this one is it's kind of like a service that allows parents and teachers to communicate to each other, kind of like Class Dojo. How reliant are you on technology in your classroom on a scale of 1 to 10? And of course, 1 being the least, 10 being the most. And it seems like out of the three teachers, they were at about a 7, so I said about 70%, and one was at an 8, about 80%. So they really are reliant on technology in their classroom. What's one piece of technology you wish your school would provide for you in your classroom? Why, and how would you use it to improve their learning? So, looks like as a group, everybody wanted a personal iPad, but it's more of a. I was learning this in one of my other modules actually, where the teacher isn't really to say teaching the whole class. She's just or he's just kind of floating around and helping. Like the machine is actually teaching them, and the teacher is there just pretty much to kind of guide them through the experience. Does your school monitor the type of technology you use in your classroom? And this was across the board. Yes, yes, yes. Like they definitely do. They definitely monitor it. Um, which most schools do. If you want to use something that has to do with anything Google or anything related, you have to use a VPN. If you don't have that, then it could be rather difficult to get, really solid or current information. What are 3 types of technology you could use in your classroom, not including laptops? So, what could you use in your classroom? And they came up with one that I hadn't heard of before. It's Elmo. No, not that Elmo. ELMO is a type of learning management system. And I think it's kind of like how we have our things with our mods, and we can click links, and you have all these other resources and things like that. On to the students. And understand my survey for students, it is a discussion, not just one thing. We're going to talk about these answers, right? So, first thing, we got the Incredible Hulk, we got Cora, we got an iPhone 13, and we got Mom. Question: which is the most powerful, right? So we got one kid who says Hulk, 2 say for the iPhone 13, and 2 say for Mom, right? So we talk about that. What does it mean to be powerful? How can you use your power for being good, for being bad? Is that good? Is that bad? I think stuff like that is very interesting and very telling of what the kids say. Okay? Would you rather own a spaceship and crew or a spaceship with one single pilot and infinite fuel? Okay? So, again, not the survey, the discussion. Who wants to be around people who doesn't? Right now, it may change, but right now, this person's like, hey, I need a crew. I like telling people what to do. Or some people, I don't want anybody telling me what to do. I just need one person and we can get it fine ourselves. And then I would say things like, hey, but what if somebody gets sick? Who's going to be the doctor? Who's going to cook the food? Can you cook? things like that. If you had to put two animals together for a pet, which two animals would you pick and why? As you can see, I went with a hornet lion, but we have a few kids who like cat dogs and who want a dinosaur chihuahua, which I think is hilarious. But just listen to imagination, see how far we can go with our imagination, all in the name of fun and all in the name of still getting to know each other. Would you say COVID has made your life more interesting, challenging, or boring? And now we're getting a little bit more serious, right? We're talking about COVID. Everybody out here has experienced it. What's it like? Would you rather write a play or perform in a play? So now we're going to see who are the performers. And as you can see, we got a lot of performers in the class. And we have one person who wants to do both. So maybe they're a writer, performer, director. Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right. And then we can start talking about plays or talking about stories and say, is that a play? Could that be a play? Could we make that a play? How do you know when you're happy? Everything smells better. Wow. What an answer, right? So I just think it's fun and it's something different. And those are my surveys. I hope this was something that you found interesting. I definitely found the children's surveys interesting. I think they're hilarious. And that's that. Thank you for your time.